Let me say, it's a very sad day. I've never myself experienced this thing, and I hate to imagine what other Kenyans must be facing. What you're witnessing is, and I would like to borrow this word from Julius Malema, is constitutional delinquents. Constitutional delinquents are now running this country. They have abrogated the rule of law. And really, when you reach this stage, you've got to start deciding what your path is. I think we are witnessing a lot around us in terms of our neighbors. People better get to understand the signs are all over. You cannot continue in this manner. The people will deal with you, and you cannot continue in this manner. Hopefully at 1 o'clock, we should be able to go through. We'll wait and see. And I'd just like to tell people that we are strong. We are not changing. We are focused. We are going to continue this journey, and it's a joyous journey because there is light and a lot of light ahead.
Kenya is at a crossroad, once again in our history. We are witnessing something that we have witnessed before. This was the time when black colonialism replaced white colonialism. And this climaxed at the period of the multi-party struggle in this country. We saw during that period where we had a foundation of a very good constitution. Laws were brought in that continually usurped the democratic nature and the inalienable rights of every Kenyan thereafter. In fact, during the Moi period, I believe there were 141 new laws that were brought to subject the people of this country to a dictatorship untold. In 2010, we passed a new constitution, believing that we have got new rights embedded that people have fought for, believing people had died for. And we were very proud of that new constitution, was that there would be an ushering in of a new government that would ensure that the inalienable rights of that new constitution were going to be adhered to. And that the government that was coming was going to be a government that was pro-reform to that constitution. It is evident to all of us today that this is a government that decided at the beginning it is going to claw back what we envisaged as the gains of the 2010 Constitution. We saw an attempt by this government to regularize and manage NGOs under a new PBO Act. That fight climaxed when we saw, after the general election and the debacle of that general election, certain NGOs and their offices being vandalized by KRA and the police. Oppression of the alternate voice. Draconian laws brought to a parliament to subject us to the previous Public Order Act that was very vicious in nature on our human rights. And that caused a lot of fights. Some of those laws were implemented, clawing back the reforms and the reform nature of the 2010 Constitution. They didn't stop there. They didn't stop there. They went on. They decided now the next target is the opposition. So my previous party leader, who was then viewed as the opposition leader, was swallowed in by the same people. And the voice of the opposition, as we knew it in Parliament and we knew it institutionally, was removed. We have seen it further in the media, where ownership has been intimidated, where advertising of government revenue was taken through an agency so that it is apportioned according to whether you are articulating the government or you are anti-government, muffling the voice of the media. They then come back and they decide they are going to further reform political parties. And they hurriedly pass through acts in Parliament. You have seen other special purpose vehicles, KRA, DCI, that were used even in the colonial period of Moi, start to be activated for the same purpose: muffle the voice of the people. And to climax it all, they put a cap on the registration of churches, so that now even churches can no longer speak. Churches are put in a corner. If you joke, we will deregister you. Now, we've seen this template before. And it is the template of dictatorship. It is the template, I want to assure Kenyans, that it was defeated before, we shall defeat again now.
Oh, yes.
Not tomorrow, now. And we want to tell the current head of state, you shall not succeed. You shall not succeed in muffling the voice of the people and giving the people the voice that they want to speak for them. You will not succeed. You will not succeed. These are lame attempts. And some of us here were ready for you. We were ready. We knew these things were going to come. So we are ready for you. Na muna bahati mbaya, kwa sababu tunajua sheria ya Kenya, and we were ready for you. You can throw what you want, but we are ready for you. And you shall be defeated even here. Hakuna mahali ambao umeshinda sisi. You have been at it for the longest period, na umeshindwa, na hata hapa utashindwa. Utashindwa. The voice of the people is now beginning to be heard in large numbers. The people you are seeing standing with me here began individual contests and individual conquests. And over time, they have managed to gather more and more support. We are now speaking as more and more people. We know that we are speaking to the 48% that is undecided in this nation about what is being presented as the decision, and we want to assure those Kenyans and many others, we believe we are the majority, that your voices are going to be heard. Asanteni sana. God bless you. Asanteni sana. Thank you. I don't know whether my colleague is asking whether you have any questions, but we want questions in line with what we are speaking, so we don't dilute our message.
Thank you very much. Hapa tuko na Honorable Dr. Babu Owino, a loving husband and a responsible father, your favorite son. Leo hii tuko ndani ya Ruto'S TV. Stay tuned. Tibim.
So you want me to appear in your video?
I don't want you to appear.
Yeah.
You must pay for it.
You know pay.
I interviewed you and said, how come tumefika kwa office?
I make sense of that.
Kidogo tu.
Wanitoke?
Nataka kunini hizi my equipment.
Muingie pale msubscribe. Hiyo support yenu tu ndio tunahitaji. Au sio? Asante sana kwa wakati wenu.